Hello and welcome to Euro Football Daily, where today we're looking at 10 superstars in need of a huge Champions League campaign this season. Number 10, Luis Suarez. After winning the Champions League in his first season at Barcelona, Luis Suarez has rarely produced his best on the continental stage. Between 2016 and 2018, the Uruguayan made 19 appearances in the tournament but scored just 4 goals, with a paltry record of 1 in 10 in last year's run to the quarter-finals. Set to turn 32 in January 2019, Suarez is approaching the end of his time at the top level, as Barca's transfers confirm. The Blaugrana's capture of Malcolm seems to point at a possible front four of the Brazilian, Messi, Coutinho and Dembele, and that's probably a wise move, with Suarez's goal tally dropping in each of the last 2 seasons, from 59 in 15-16 to almost half that at 31 in 17-18. When Barca won the Champions League in 14-15, Neymar and Messi were joint top scorers in the competition with Cristiano Ronaldo. And if they want to lift the trophy once again, it's likely to take an exceptional performance from their forwards. Luis Suarez has always been a man for the big occasion. Perhaps he can deliver one more magical season before his brilliance becomes only a memory. Number 9, Fabinho. 5 games into the Premier League and Fabinho is yet to make an appearance for Liverpool. So far, Jorginho Wijnaldum has been preferred out of position at the 6. But a dedicated holding player is likely to be crucial in Europe, allowing Naby Keita the freedom to drive the team forward from deep. Fabinho has form in the UCL as the fulcrum of the Monaco outfit which reached the semis back in 2017. He scored 1 and assisted 3 in 10 appearances, and while the Monegasques got a reputation as a wide-open team, he also put up amazing defensive numbers, winning the ball around 6 times per 90 minutes. That could be vital for Liverpool, as the best tally of tackles and interceptions in their squad in 17-18 came from Jordan Henderson, who could only manage about 2/3 of Fabinho's output. The Brazilian also adds some height at set pieces, and with Liverpool likely to face a harder run to the final than they did last season, his nose for danger and reading of the game will give the new-look defence an extra layer of protection. Klopp will hope that his €45 million signing can help the Reds go one step further. Number 8, Adrien Rabiot. Adrien Rabiot's future seems to be permanently up in the air. Linked with a move away from PSG for the last 3 summers, the Frenchman is rumoured to be on the radars of Man City, Juventus, Tottenham and Barcelona, after moving into the final year of his contract with the Parisians. However, the 23-year-old missed just 7 of PSG's 57 games in all competitions last season, and after 5 rounds of Ligue 1 fixtures in 2018-19, was the only footballer at the club to have played every minute under Thomas Tuchel. In that time, he attempted 17 tackles and completed every one of them, adding 7 interceptions for an average of 5 defensive actions a match. If he wants to add to his 17 trophies in France, Rabiot needs a big year, and more importantly, a solid season in the Champions League could give him a route into any club of his choosing when his contract expires in 2019. If he can hand PSG a maiden UCL title on his way out, the fans might even grudgingly forgive him. Number 7, Nemanja Matic. Jose Mourinho has frequently overperformed in the Champions League using a method he perfected at Porto: sit deep, counter, turn the game to mud. Man United have the attack for that sort of strategy, with Pogba, Lukaku, Sanchez and Martial all thriving on the counter, but United's defence has struggled to deal with pressure over the last 18 months. The solution will have to come from Nemanja Matic, who seems already almost forgotten despite signing for over €40 million in 2017. The Serb was expected to add steel to the Red Devils midfield, but though the club conceded only 28 in the league, their best record since 2009-10, by expected goals the defence was the worst it had been since Moyes, with a prediction of 44 goals allowed, a total that would have sat 7th in the Prem. Though United have drawn a relatively easy group, with Juventus the only team likely to pose a problem, advancing beyond the round of 16 will require the team to tighten up considerably. Their fate, and quite possibly Mourinho's, rests in Matic's hands. Number 6, Harry Winks. It's amazing that after the 17-18 season, Tottenham didn't see the need to strengthen their midfield. Pochettino was extremely reliant on his first-choice midfielders last year, with Eriksen, Ali and Dyer all averaging around 3,000 league minutes, while injury meant that Dembele, Wanyama and Winks could only manage around 3,500 put together. Dembele's abilities are on the wane as he approaches 32, and a fit Winks will go a long way towards replacing his output. Winks started Tottenham's scintillating 3-1 victory over Real Madrid in the 2017 UCL group stage, and nobody in the Spurs squad managed more passes per game than the young Englishman, with around 72. He completed a massive 85% of his long balls and was dispossessed only 3 times in 5 matches. Amazing for a 22-year-old facing Borussia Dortmund and Madrid for the first time. While he can't replicate Dembele's dribbling, Winks can use his distribution to find Tottenham's forwards instead, and his fitness and form will be vital in turning Spurs' campaign around after a difficult start. Number 5, Benjamin Mendy. If Man City had any weaknesses last season, their left flank was one. Pep Guardiola's odd decision to match up Aymeric Laporte against Mo Salah arguably cost the citizens a shot at beating Liverpool in the Champions League quarter-final. An overall 42% of the shots against City in European competition came from attacks down their left side, compared to just 18% on the right. That's almost certainly down to Kyle Walker's brilliant form, and as good a deputy as Fabian Delph proved on the left, the return of their sole specialist left-back in Benjamin Mendy is sure to help correct the issue. After 5 games of the Premier League campaign, the Frenchman ranks first in the City squad for tackles and third for interceptions, and he's also picked up 4 assists, with only Aguero and David Silva making more chances for teammates. The 24-year-old will make the champions tougher in defence and more dangerous in attack, and could well bring Pep his first Champions League final since 2011. Number 4, Gareth Bale. With the departure of Cristiano Ronaldo, Real Madrid have a huge hole to fill. The Portuguese has been the Champions League top scorer for the last 6 consecutive seasons and has delivered 4 European trophies to the Bernabeu. So Lopetegui will have to hope that Gareth Bale, once the 3rd best player in the world, still has that quality in his locker. Bale got 3 goals in 7 appearances in Europe last season, and surprisingly that makes it his best scoring campaign in the Champions League since his first year with Real back in 2013-14. In fact, the Welshman has only scored 13 Champions League goals for the club, but has an eye for the big stage, with 3 of those coming in finals. And already he looks able to up his game as Los Blancos look for a new leader. Since last year, Bale's shot numbers have climbed from 3.8 to 4.4, and that difference is almost entirely made up of quality chances from inside the box, with close-range efforts moving from 2.6 to 3.3. Meanwhile, his key passes have halved from 2 to 1, showing that he is less of a winger and more of a striker than ever before, a transition familiar to the Madrid faithful. In May 2018, Real owed their Champions League medals to a man-of-the-match performance from Bale. If they've triumphed again in 2019, there's a good chance they'll have him to thank again. Number 3, James Rodríguez. Much like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich have suddenly found one of Europe's best squads slightly depleted. The German giants sold Arturo Vidal to Barcelona in the summer of 2018, and while they brought in Leon Goretzka on a free, an ACL injury for Corentin Tolisso could see their silverware limited to yet another Bundesliga in 2019, unless James steps up. In 2017-18, the Colombian showed a new versatility, playing less like the number 10 he's always been, and more like an attacking 8. James produced 18 goals and assists in just over 1,600 league minutes. That's a goal involvement roughly every 90, and unsurprisingly vastly outstripped Tolisso in the attacking department, creating 3.5 chances a game to the Frenchman's 1.2. But what is unusual is the former Madrid man's defensive output, as he ran Tolisso close with 2.6 tackles and interceptions a game to 2.8. That means that Rodríguez can appear in midfield without compromising the team's structure, and his impact in Europe was recognised last year with an inclusion in the UCL team of the tournament, one of only 2 Bayern players to make the cut. With the Bavarians going on 6 years without an appearance in a UCL final, his ability to make something out of nothing could change their fortunes. Number 2, Emre Can. While Cristiano Ronaldo will soak up all the press attention this season, it's Juventus' defence which should be the focus. Last year, the Bianconeri allowed around 29 expected goals in Serie A, an excellent performance by anyone else's standards, but their worst in 3 seasons, and only ranking them 2nd in the division after Napoli. In the UCL, there were 8 teams which allowed fewer shots per game than Juve did, and that's understandable. Pjanic is a converted number 10 playing at 6, Blaise Matuidi is excellent but better suited to supporting the attack, Sami Khedira is 31 and slowing down. So Emre Can's arrival in Turin should give the defence better protection, with the German averaging 5.4 tackles and interceptions a game after 4 matches of the Serie A campaign. far superior to Khedira's 2.4. More importantly, Can has much more reliable fitness, as he's played over 2,000 minutes in each of the last 4 seasons, something Khedira has managed just once in the same period. After conceding 12 goals in 10 European games in 2017-18, Max Allegri will hope that the 24-year-old can reinvigorate his aging side. Number 1. Saúl. After winning the Europa League in 2018, their second in 6 years, Atletico Madrid enter the Champions League for the 6th season in a row, the longest such run in their history. Twice finalists since 2014, Los Colchoneros will be keen to reach the showpiece game once again, with the fixture this year scheduled to take place at their own ground, the Wanda Metropolitano. Crucial to their chances will be Saúl Ñíguez, the 23-year-old midfield all-rounder who's become the centre of Simeone's side. In each of the last 5 campaigns, Saúl has made more appearances than in the season before, and in 2017-18, the Spaniard played 56 of Atleti's 59 games. Most importantly, he leads the Madrid press and has a crucial role in breaking up play, winning the ball back over 5 times a match last year and ranking first in the Atleti squad for fouls and tackles and second for interceptions. With Gabi finally leaving Atletico for Qatar in 2018, Saúl has become the tone setter in the centre of the park. And after 3 unsuccessful trips to European Cup finals, the youngster can write his name in the history books by finally delivering the biggest trophy in the game to the Rojiblancos faithful. So those were the 10 players who we think need to shine in this season's Champions League, but who did we miss out? Who should we have included? Let us know in the comments below. Now, if you enjoyed this video, stay right here on EFD or head over to Football Daily. Check out the Football Social this Saturday and make sure that you've watched the 12th man if you want to beat your friends at fantasy football. And as ever, make sure that you like and subscribe.